Hello. So yeah, I've been missing for 2 weeks, maybe more than that by the time I finally get this video uploaded. But so I kind of feel bad about that, even though I know there's probably not anybody really even watching these videos. But anyways, the story is basically last episode, I think I mentioned in the description that I had a fever while recording it. I did not realize I had a fever during the recording process, but afterwards I took my temperature and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely have a fever. So anyways, it turns out I had to wait for student health centers to open up because they're not open on the weekends. And so I went, I got a COVID test. Turns out I was COVID positive. So that's why I was so miserable, and I didn't realize how miserable I felt until I started feeling better. So for a week I was in isolation, and then for the week after that, I was slowly recovering from the worst bit while also trying to make up a bunch of work that I had missed the week before. And so that's why 2 weeks went by without a new video coming out because I was just so busy. That second week and then that first week I just was feeling so god awful after that one recording that I just couldn't get around to doing another one. So anyways, things have developed, things have changed. First, you may notice that there's something a little different here. I removed the drop down section there and moved it down here. And the reason for that is because it's kind of annoying having them right next to each other. And then I created this. So this is like something I threw together immediately after the last episode went up. Like I spent the next day essentially because I was in isolation and I really couldn't do anything and I felt awful and gross. I just redid this entire room and I think it looks great. The only thing I need to do now is go in and add some different like block textures in here because it looks a little bit flat right now, but that's like something for a later date. And then yesterday I came in here and I, using a rail cart system where I sort of linked these tunnels I had dug out on the sides here to my autocrop farm, I was able to divert the tracks where I was leading from my villager breeder to the autocrop farm and then divert it down here. So I got some villagers in here. And the reason why I want to do that is it's kind of a pain to like run from one place to another right now because they're like, there's just enough distance between them and it's kind of just not very efficient. So I decided, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we could divert all of the gatherings from the autocrop farms down here, have them collect in chests, and then I could trade here with farming villagers, and I'll probably have more that way. And then on the other side, have villagers where I can trade for certain things that I may want, like enchanting books or I don't know, different types of equipment, tools, maps, whatever it may be, and make that super efficient. So that's sort of the plan down here now. This is going to be sort of turned into another main hub area because I kind of like the idea of this like sort of dungeon aesthetic where we have a floor upstairs that has sort of the immediate necessities and then come down here and have like extended areas. And so the other thing I added was this little enchanting area here just because the mob farm is right there. It's easier for me to have everything I need here so that way I can disenchant items, toss them in there, or also do some enchanting if I want. I just haven't added the rest of the bookshelves that I need for that. And then I also had a little baby slime in here jumping around whose name was Jellybean. And then yesterday, Jellybean disappeared. So I don't know what happened to Jellybean. I assume that maybe while I was hitting mobs in there, I either accidentally hit him because I do have sweeping edge on the sword, or he somehow squeaked his way in here and got into lava and burned himself alive. I don't know, but rip to Jellybean. Alright, so anyways, what I want to actually get done today, I've been talking previously about doing a windmill for a while now. up there on that peak, and I think today is the day we're finally going to do it. Alright, so I quickly grabbed all those materials that I think I might need to do this build. I'm not entirely sure if that'll be enough, but this will like sort of get me started. And so the idea here is that we're going to center it sort of here, and I want it to be not super huge, relatively tall. We'll have some wind blades. I did watch like a bunch of different videos to sort of get an idea of what I wanted it to look like. And so we are going to be drawing some inspiration from some other people, and if I remember, I will put their names up on the screen, some of the videos I watched, so that way you can go check them out yourself if you want to see what they did. But for right now, I am going to go ahead and get started, and I think what we want to do first and foremost is the doors will be like right about here, right? So if we do something like this, and the question is, how exactly do you want to go about this? So if it's 2 out from that block there, have it be something like this, maybe? Exactly sure where the corners are going to be. If that's there, that means there's going to be a block here, right? So yeah, this one actually needs to be one of these, and that'll be the doors there. And so I think that'll be sort of the idea of the frame, and it'll be, obviously the actual wheel will be facing like in that direction, so that way when we're looking from there, you kind of see the wheel at a nice angle, which I think is the best way to go about it. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and start building, and next time we hit a new development, I'll go ahead and check back in. So there it is. It's done. I am very excited about this. I really like how it came out because I was definitely a little bit worried when I was doing the designing part, um, how I was gonna look because I was kind of just flying by the seat of my pants. Like I'd watched these videos, but I wasn't like following a tutorial. I was just sort of looking for inspiration, and so I made it up a little bit as I went, but I actually really like it. It's kind of looks actually a little bit tiny from here, but it's actually very, very big. Um, like in comparison to me. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I tried to mix like a lot of different block textures to give it a little bit more interesting look. So yeah, I feel like today was productive enough for me to be satisfied. I don't know if I'm gonna get this video out tonight or not. Just because, like I said, it took me so long just to get the wool needed to finish the blades there. But I'm super excited how this looks. And the next part of this will be to try to. So, one of the things I want to do is the problem with I have with the villager-based auto farms is that for the wheat one, they want to convert all the wheat to bread and just offload bread instead of wheat. So occasionally we get wheat coming through, but it's mostly bread. So that means I need to expand the farms to maximize the amount of wheat I'm actually getting from those. And so what I want to do is I want to have the wheat be sorted and moved up here. So there'll be a space somewhere in there, a chest where I can gather the wheat from, and that's where the wheat will be collected. And then have all the seeds go to composters. I don't know if I'm going to have the bone meal come up here too yet, but everything else will go underground to our underground villagers, and we'll be able to trade those products for emeralds. And then the other thing I forgot to mention earlier is that there is a zombie in there. I used a contraption. I'll put the name of the person who came up with the design for that, but it's basically just an easy way to zombify and then cure the villagers without having to do something crazy with mine carts or anything like that. So that will be like our big emerald farm down there. We'll have all the farming products except for the wheat and bone meal shipped down there to sell. And I think bread will just once it hits like a cap, it's just gonna go to some point to destroy itself because I already have way too much bread. So that's the future goals with that. I don't know if that's gonna. I'm pretty certain we're not gonna get to that point next episode just because I know I'm going to need quartz at some point to make that work, and that means going to the Nether, and so that's gonna be a whole deal, and I'm not sure that's what I want to try and do quite yet. So next episode may be more work actually underground, getting that set up. I'm not entirely sure yet. Maybe we will go to another next episode. We'll just have to see. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for watching. I know this video is probably going to be pretty choppy, but that's okay. I'm still sort of getting back in the swing of things. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, the best way to go about this, but I appreciate anybody who actually takes the time to watch these and puts up with some of my my scrambling when I try and get these done. So thank you very much for sticking around, and so I'll see you next time.